What's up? What's up? What's up? Cowboy Nation. What's good? What's good with y'all? It's Victory Monday. I hope y'all been celebrating all day, and I hope you guys continue until 12 midnight tonight. What's going on? Hope everyone's doing okay. I hope everyone's doing great, actually. I hope everyone is still smiling like I am from yesterday's win. Hope everyone's just feeling good. Hey, as Dak Own Filthy says, first in the chat, what's up, fam? What's up? What's up? Good to see you all. Of course, I'm sure, I'm surprised not first, but second in the chat, Eastside Hero, of course, coming through with some love, of course. I don't know if you guys won yesterday, the Texans, but let me know, Eastside Hero, let me know if you guys won, and then I'll, know how to direct my shit talk, you know what I'm saying? So let me know before I get started. Rebel in the building. What's up, fam? What's up? Hey, good to see everybody. Bruce got the chopstick juice. He in the house. What's up? What's up? Happy Victory Monday, fam. Jameson Taylor, what's up? Hey, like I said, still praying on your good news, fam. Hope you're doing okay. Good to see you on this Monday. Like Jameson says, like Dak Owns Filthy says, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys share it to your Twitter, your Instagram, anywhere you want to. Just let everybody know I'm live. Let everybody know. Just come through real quick. We'll talk about Victory Monday just real quick with my family. Yes, that's right, Bruce. 2-0, 2-0. That's right, looking good. 2-0, feeling nice, ain't it, y'all? Ain't it feeling good? Yeah, like everybody say, just welcome everybody in the building. Oh, no, he didn't say Bruce Dumpster Juice. Come on now. Like I said, answer the question. Did you guys win yesterday or did you lose yesterday? Let me know, Eastside, before I get any further. Okay. Like I said, like Billy says, text can't. Oh, okay. So before he could even answer, Dak Owns Filthy, my family, let me know what's up. 0-2 for the Texans. So yeah, I go ahead and start my shit talk. Sorry, Eastside. No losers club over here, but you still welcome. We'll let you sit in the back. Just make sure you stay quiet, okay? Like Bruce says, we own New York. Panic in New York, and for real, imagine if Giants came out 0-2. I could say I'm hoping for nobody to lose, but it was looking good for a little bit with Washington and the Giants down bad, but somehow, some way they came back. So we always know we can never take our eyes off the division. But hey, it's good to see them, boys fight for a win. It's always, hey, we've been talking about NFC beast, all season long, and we're definitely showing us. So shout out to those guys. Doing their thing, representing for the NFC Beast once again. See Jameson, he said we're going to be on the kidney list in 2 weeks. Yeah, I did hear. Yeah, I heard it when you said on Landlord Show. That's why I wanted to make sure you said it. Sent that super chat. Like that's great news like that. It's always good to hear, especially like Landlord said that and on the show. It's definitely great to hear that news. So hopefully it comes through. Yeah, and like Bruce says, y'all ain't won a game yet. You was hollering CJ Stroud all season. So what's going on, Eastside? Yeah, what's up? Yeah, Dak owns. Yeah, NFC East so far and the Jets as well. Oh, okay, Eastside does say, let me see. And he says Bengals, Chargers, Bears, Cardinals, Patriots are 0-2 also. So you started off okay saying Bengals and Chargers, but I don't think you helped your argument by adding in the Bears, Cardinals, and Patriots on there. But I see where you were trying to go with the Eastside, but I feel you. Like, and for real, if I'm keeping all the way real, I think Kansas City should be 0-2 because number one, of course we saw they played the Lions, but maybe I'm taking it personal because I bet on the Jags to win and they could somehow not keep their feet down in the end zone. So I think Kansas City should be 0-2 as well. So I do see where you're going with that Eastside, but I'm not sure you can really put the Texans in the same category as Bengals right now. And, we all know, Burrow is going through an injury right now. And, of course, the Chargers, they got our Kellen Moore problem. So we know what they're going through. So we ain't got to talk about that. Yeah, what's up, friend? What's up, everybody? Yeah, it's been a while. Oh, okay. Well, safe travels, fam. Hope you get there safe. Hope you guys get back, safe to wherever you're going. And I hope you guys have a good rest of the evening. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's not over yet. We're just talking to 2 games, and for now we're 2-0 and you guys are 0-2. So you're just gonna have to take that. Yeah, like Bruce said, that's great news, JT. Yeah, we're definitely all happy for you. And like Bruce said, all those teams he listed, ain't shit so far this year. Yeah, and they definitely showing it. I mean, they have the playmakers. We see the Bengals, we see the Chargers putting up mad points, and what happened to overtime? What we were used to seeing, us doing quick 3 and outs in I don't know how much time, but probably 15 or 17 seconds. and gave the ball right back to Tennessee, who did the smart thing and went to their running back. So we saw how that game ended. So it's you know and hey, like Bruce says, you never know, but 0-2 teams statistically miss the playoffs. So we'll see how you guys fare, and we'll see how other teams fare as well. But like as I started out saying, welcome everybody in the chat. As we know, it's Victory Monday. Of course, we still celebrating, our excellent win yesterday. Everyone, was kind of wondering how our offense would, come looking out. With look coming out against the Jets, and of course, we know we got the ball first, which I was surprised. I kind of came in just a little bit late, but I thought, maybe we had lost the coin toss. But, to find out that we won the coin toss and opted to receive the ball was definitely a surprise to me. But also, I guess I would say a good surprise because, I definitely, I'm in the same boat. I definitely want to see how the offense is going to look as well. So to see them come out looking, fresh and, fresh legs, fresh, coming out with the running game. Of course, it's good to see, just a good, statistically good game. And also just, a good flow of the game. You're seeing how our plays kind of tied together, of course, the offense and defense, kind of, how they work together. Yeah, like Bruce says, back to 2-0, Dallas. Yep, yeah, we sure are. Yeah, we used to, as we've seen in previous years, we used to lose in, our home opener. So it's good to get that win for Mike McCarthy, for his record, but as well, for our confidence too. I just want to come through just for a presentation of how, just my recap of the game and, what I thought, and just, I think I've only had a chance to watch the game, of course, when it came on. And then just one more time, I was able to listen to this one while I was at work. So I just want to give my thoughts. Put this off here. Okay. All right, so as we know, we beat the Jets yesterday, and just going over just the first couple of drives, or just our first offensive drive, and then our first defensive drive. Like I said, we opted to receive the ball, which was definitely I thought was different for us. To be able to go out, and actually decide our fate. Really starting off the game, and to be able to come off strong and be able to come away with a score. Definitely I'm sure got our confidence up more. As we saw early in the game. Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, got work early. We saw them running the ball with Tony. We saw them, getting the ball to him in the flats, with short, quick passes. And, he was using his legs, and, it's almost hard to tell that, he just came off of the injury, of course, he had heavy targets, heavy touches last night, 25 carries, just the Cowboys kind of put him out there early as a workhorse running back to kind of test him to see if he can handle it, and seeing that he can handle it, it's definitely refreshing. I was wondering, if he could do it myself. Of course, I lost some Zeke, and seeing if he could carry that load. But we also seen last night Rico kind of step up early, and to my surprise, I was honestly surprised to see Deuce Vaughn in there early, getting some runs. He wasn't getting huge runs, of course, just getting his legs under him, but seeing him get his hands on the ball early, just kind of getting his confidence even more up. We saw him last week in week 1, so seeing him come out against a first team, a strong defense, who they've been talking about all week. It's good to see him go get some big bodies, because Quentin Williams is there in the middle, Franklin Myers there on the edge. So just to see Vaughn kind of get more, it's really nice. Of course, like I said, CD was getting some work. Overall, he had 11 targets, over 100 yards. Of course, almost 150 yards in the game. I was actually surprised to see them target CD so heavy in the game, because with Cooks being out, I was looking forward to seeing Tolbert and Gallup kind of get some targets. And we did see them in the game, but not as much as I thought. As they would, not as much as I thought. But it was good to see CD, turn up and get his going. Just to show, Dak showing, hey, this is my number one, showing off what he has. Speaking of Dak, he had 13 straight completions, starting the game off. We're seeing him get his rhythm together. And, we saw him talk about it in the post game, his footwork, just being in line with the receivers, and really it just, comes from preseason. We see him go against his defense all off season. And him running the offense, in that last preseason game, just seems to flow, right into the swing of the season. Hey, my sister in the building, Miss Etta Lockhart, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, like Bruce said, Curse, Diggs, Bland equals no fly zone. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, we did see Curse get an interception last night. We saw Malik Hooker get an interception. We saw him. I think he has that incentive on his contract. About getting, getting interceptions. So, it'd be really nice to see if he does get those five. That's nice to see him kind of get in the game, especially saying, he wasn't feeling too well last week. So to see him, get back in the swing of things and get an interception out there was really good to see. Of course, in the first drive, we saw that play calling from Mike McCarthy. Overall in the game, we had 26 first downs, 44 total rush attempts, over 100-yard rushing game, 38 passes, a total of 83 plays from Mike McCarthy. We saw him talk about in the offseason about getting more plays and being more efficient with the clock. We kind of got on him on previous seasons, about time management and things like that. And just my personal opinion, just kind of seeing how he's handling it this year and thinking back on previous years, I'm kind of thinking, he was probably just a little bit more worried about, what Kellen was doing, what next play call he was going to make. That's probably why he was, miscalculating the clock or not, maybe not paying attention at certain times, because in those certain situations, you're worried about what, your OC wants to do, what he wants to do. Well, he's wondering what play call is going to come next. So he's worried about what's going to be the aftermath. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that, now with this year, he's in total control, calling the plays that he wants to call. He knows essentially what's going to come next. So he's, already essentially prepared ahead of time, knowing what's going to come and what plays he has, pretty much in a row. What's up, Sugar Daddy Williams? Good to see you. Good to see you in the building, fam. Yeah. We know you're just going through Victory Monday. Still celebrating. Good to see you. And like Mike McCarthy was saying, just him wanting you have full utilization of the clock. I mean, we see 83 plays. That's crazy. Like seeing that many plays and then just looking at the time of possession alone, over 42 minutes and 15 seconds of offense on the field. That's less, a little bit over 15 minutes just for the Jets being on the field. I'm saying that's just crazy lopsided. Just seeing that much command. In the second game of the season, still, having things to fix, having, of course, a lot of people talking about, me included, and us having to fix the red zone, but still with things to clean up, that much of time of possession. This is just, Mike McCarthy's plan of what he wants to do is just, just kind of unfolding in front of us, if you will. Like everything he's kind of talking about in the offseason is kind of, we're kind of just seeing glimpses here, one by one. We're seeing, everyone getting touches on the ball. We're seeing, like I said, the ball being spread around. Part of this philosophy, using his playmakers, having a play sheet for every one of your playmakers. You know what I'm saying? And now we're seeing his philosophy as far as time management. Calling more plays, but also utilizing the West Coast offense. Those short passes, but you hold on to the ball, you convert those down. You hold on. You keep the game in your control. Hey, what's up, JC Cowboys? Hey, what's going on? Yeah, it's my family in the building, Cowboys family. Look, like I said, he's the one who got me on. He's the first show I was on. Always got to show you love, JC. Glad you're here, man. No, but you're right. Hey, you was right though, Bruce. Like Bland had that interception in the first game, so you're right. Like they were saying, Legion of Boom. We might have a Legion of Doom on our hands. I think I seen someone tweet out that I think there's like 6 to 7 DBs who currently have an interception, so far going into the season. So yeah, you're not wrong. It's definitely Bland as well. Yeah, Splenda, aka Joey, Bella in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. And good to see everybody. Thanks everybody for being here. Yeah, hey, always, yeah, man. Always showing love. Appreciate you, JC. Yeah, like I was saying, like we're just seeing, Mike McCarthy's philosophy and him just wanting to be able to be in full control of the game and just, being able to, like I said, just being able to see what he wants, see what he wants on the field and be able to know how to go forward. And just kind of speaking on McCarthy, I seen this tweet, I think by John McCoy. I wanted to pull it very quick, of Jerry Jones, and just to my surprise, actually giving credit to Mike McCarthy, just give me 1 second, I'll pull this up, you guys. Let me know if you guys can see this. It looks like it's coming up on my end. Let me see. Take this down. Okay, perfect. Okay, now let me know if you guys can see. Double R in the building. What's going on? What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, I like that, Bruce. He said I want to call this defense the Death Star. Hey, that is nasty work, fam. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, something new. And, it's also like something something new and creative. For the Cowboys we have now. Also kind of looking paying homage to the Cowboys defense that was recognizing them, but just seeing just the different feel we have in the defense we have now. It's wild. But yeah, this is just a tweet. I see my John Machoda. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter if you guys aren't already. This is just like I said, Jerry Jones giving Mike McCarthy credit, pretty much full credit, for the game last night and for the game last week. He says, "quote I can't say enough about how Mike has prepared this team the last 2 weeks. How he came out of training camp. I give him an extraordinary amount of credit here. He's doing a great job leading that coaching staff, but he's the busiest man in North Texas because he's calling the plays, doing the offense, plus doing the coaching. Y'all give him his due here. He's got a lot to do with how these 2 games have come out." And then later on, he also joked saying, he was kind of joking, I guess, in the interview, saying that he kind of, Tony Pollard was out there a little bit late in the fourth quarter, saying he has to criticize something, but and I kind of thought the same thing. I kind of thought it was kind of odd that Tony Pollard was playing pretty late in the game, but hey, these guys have to stay conditioned. It's a really long season, and it's only week 2. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand. Yeah, I said the same thing, Sugar Day. Yeah, I love that. We should definitely start that. If you start that hashtag on Twitter, we could probably do something with that Death Star because they definitely on to something. Because they definitely taking their lives out there. That's for sure. And y'all saw how fast Zach Wilson went down. Yeah, like I was saying, just like this is right after the game. This of course is raw. Jerry Jones, coming right out the field or coming right out the box, coming down to the locker room. We all know he has a media session. You know what I'm saying? With the crowd right there. So this is just him, fresh off the take of the game, and I'm sure I'm sure everyone in that box is hyped up, loving what they're seeing. With the defense, the offense coming out. Showing what they're capable of doing. Still with things, like I said, still with things to clean up, but seeing the potential this early in the season, like it's very exciting. All right, speaking of the defense, of course, Parsons, just once again, like once we think, this dude can do, we've seen just the most of him, he does even more the next week. He's just different, he's him, as everyone, has alluded to, like this guy is just insane. 2 sacks, 1 strip fumble. We saw him, pretty much take the ball out of Dalvin Cook's hands. And we all know the story with Dalvin Cook when he faces us. How he, doesn't like seeing Donovan Wilson. How does he like seeing Micah Parsons, up close and personal? You know what I'm saying? Like, taking the ball from him, potentially getting, a return for a touchdown. I was really hoping Micah really got that because that would have been, I think, and just in my opinion, we see Micah turned up now. I can only imagine seeing him after getting, a return for a touchdown. Like he's already on 10. So just seeing him, of course, doing his thing, of course, constantly, consistently, rallying the defense, making room for others. We've seen D-Law there, of course, on the very first, defensive snap, pretty much, stopping Breece Hall, for a tackle for loss. So we know he's the run stopper. So just knowing that he's still able to step up, of course, bring himself forth, of course, still contribute. We never doubted he also is. Like I said, Parsons just leading the pack. What I'm saying? Just everyone's able to eat. Everyone's able to apply pressure. We saw Osa getting in there, putting some pressure. We saw him have a couple sacks. Just the whole defensive unit as a whole. As a total. 38 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 7 passes defended. 3 interceptions. And we were just talking about Curse, Hooker, and Diggs. And that made and just looking at those numbers, and even just myself putting them together, just looking at the numbers, I'm like, wow, those numbers seem pretty low, but as you see, the little bit of time that the Jets offense spent on the field, that was, the same amount of time that our defense spent on the field. So they had I'm not gonna say a light day, but I'm sure they weren't as exhausted as opposed to this time last year with our offense, getting constant 3 and outs. You know what I mean? So definitely refreshing to be able to see our defense, be able to get quite more than a breath of fresh air, and especially playing at home, playing a strong defense, playing a strong team. Let's be honest, they do have weapons. They were just really lacking a quarterback. We know Aaron Rodgers went down, but still a strong team. They did get the slant unless they did get the touchdown. So they weren't incapable of making plays. They weren't incapable of scoring points. It's nothing like that. So they're still a very capable team. So just us being able to still come forward, bring our game. Playing at home. Our crowd's on 10. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I said, it's just good for us to be able to come out. Kind of just showing out on both sides. But Laura says, I watched some film of the Cardinals, and their offensive line is going to be in trouble with the Cowboys' defense. They're weak on the right side. The Cowboys could get 6 or 7 sacks from what I've seen. Yeah, they definitely could. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch all of the Cardinals game. It's kind of flipping back and forth, but they did. They did seem to kind of break down towards the end. I'm not sure. I know Joshua Dobbs. I know he's a mobile kind of a mobile quarterback, or he is able to move his legs. But so I don't know if that's more, maybe because of who he is, or because that's I'm sure offensive line isn't really leaking much, to much help out there. Let me see if I can bring up some of these stats right quick. Give me 1 second, you guys. Bear with me just 1 second. Can you guys hear me? Bruce says there's no voice. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Laura Lar says, like that shirt Mickey Henny sent Triple R Parsons jersey. I must say, very nice. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, shout out to Henny. I know he be doing them. I know he be doing the raffles. So he does, and that's excellent. I know he got a raffle going on now. They be giving away great stuff over there. Shout out to Henny, shout out to Landlord, and shout out to West Coast. Just always doing great things on the show. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate you, Bruce. I don't know if you guys heard me, but I was pretty much just summing up, the defense. How like I said, Gilmore still being reliable. Like I said, leading the team in tackles. Even though having just a few plays made on him. We do know he had that touchdown play made on him, but other than that, he's like I said, leading the team in tackles, still contributing, still being efficient, still being proficient. Contributing to the team and just letting them know that he's still able to still step up and be there. And there's another point I want to kind of make on this game that I saw that I'm sure everyone saw that the young guys getting, like I said, the young guys getting it in. Like I said, we've seen Deuce Vaughn in the first quarter. Jalen Tolbert. He got 4 targets yesterday, and I believe he caught 3 of them. I believe his longest was I'm not sure. I forget what. Let me see. I have that right here. Yeah, his longest was 7 yards. Yeah, he had a total of 18 yards. So just seeing him get his first downs, I think he had 2 or 3 first downs. So just seeing him, seeing them use him as a target to be able to convert, that kind of gives the guys just a little bit more confidence going to the game, getting more involved. And it's excellent to see that he's still being consistent, catching the ball, coming down with it, you know, still doing his part. As I mentioned with the young guy, Schoonmaker getting a touchdown, and I think I tweeted last night or tweeted yesterday evening that I'm definitely eating my crow on Luke Schoonmaker and Brandon Aubrey as well. Because of course Schoonmaker coming out, early in preseason and in camp, having just kind of being just a little bit dinged up. I didn't think he was really going to see the field this early. But seeing him see the field and also contributing, and he has a touchdown, right behind Ferguson. I'm saying that's great to see, and seeing that and this may make him maybe kind of slide into that tight end 2 role. Maybe they'll this. I'm sure they'll still try to get Hendershot involved, but if we can see Schoonmaker, granted it was a 1-yard throw, into the end zone. I'm saying it wasn't too much for him, but just seeing him get involved was definitely great to see him contribute. And not necessarily one of the young guys, but seeing Turpin get involved in the pass and the run game. We see him have, I think, actually one of each. I think a total of, I think 1 pass was for 9 yards, and also ran out the backfield for 6 yards. So just seeing him, be able to contribute once again, kind of getting there. He was doing most of the touchbacks. So just, it was good to see him, contribute as well. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, Brandon Aubrey, going 5 for 5 on all, on pretty much all the field goals in the second half. And then, of course, an extra point. He didn't miss. Seeing him be consistent, and seeing that we can depend on him. Hopefully, of course, fingers crossed. We saw Maher, last year, and we saw what happened in the playoffs. So we got to hope for this guy. If we can build his confidence up. He's young, but we see him doing his thing. Yeah, like double Larson. Yeah. Also remember that we had 5 kicks. Yeah, imagine even if 1 or 2 of those had been touchdowns. We would have been at 40, another 40 burger easily. You know what I'm saying? So there's no doubt that we can score points. And just knowing that our kicker is so far like I said, fingers crossed. Knock on wood, he's reliable. He can step up. We've seen him make that long field goal last week. I believe it's 59 yards. So and seeing that he can make those short kicks as well. Hopefully he can just remain consistent. And stand maybe be able to stand tall and be able to make those kicks when we need it. Of course, we know in that game, just some minor O-line concerns, but really just my overall thoughts of the offensive line in general. Of course, I think in this game, I think we just seen Steele get just a little bit beat up in this game. He had 3 pressures, or he allowed 3 pressures, allowed 2 hits, 1 hurry, and he also did have a penalty. He had a false start, I believe, in the second half. So. And there was also that play early in the game where Dak, had to step up in the pocket and kind of make a run for it. And I think you saw him mention in his presser that he said for his body, told him to run, which is good. It was good to see Dak use his legs again. See him, convert for a first down, and it did come. It was great to see him come back up, quick after that hit. But just seeing him, kind of get back into, what he's used to, I'm saying, what he wants to do, and, being in full control, and, it's good to see, but, also, but, not like on the other side of that, not good to see, the pressure, seeing Terrence still come back that far in the pocket, or, we don't want to see him coming back, that far, we do know he's coming back from the injury, but, we do know we just paid him, contract, so, but I think, it was one game, and he was going against John, I think John Franklin Myers, I believe, for the most part. So, and he was definitely getting some work, and the same thing with Biotis, like just going a little further down the line, I just really want to applaud Biotis because we've definitely been asking him to take on, some pretty tough roles, saying facing these guys in the middle, Dexter Lawrence, what was it, Leonard Williams, in this past game, Quentin Williams. I'm saying? So, just checking out his PFF, he had 54.3 overall score, and I was kind of looking at that first, like, wow, that's kind of low, but just kind of looking at some of these guys he's going up against in the middle, I'm saying that, I think he definitely has our respect, he's getting used to the game, he hasn't allowed, I believe, so far. Let me see if I can bring it up. Yes, like you guys can see, in blocking grade overall, it's 57.7, in week two, I'm sorry, it was 57.7, the run blocking grade 56.3, pass blocking 60.1. So he's definitely efficient there on the line. And when we even see, like I said, my hats off to Biage because, we've seen him for the second week in a row go down and make, a fumble recovery, just happen to be in the right place at the right time. And I'm saying, I think, shout out to, I think it was Romo, I'm not sure, I think it was Romo last night who shouted out during the broadcast, saying that, that could be credit to Mike McCarthy, saying, playing through the whistles, completing the play, steady running downfield, I'm saying, making sure you're around the ball. And of course, he fell in the right place at the right time, like being able to recover the ball right there. And last week when Tony Pollard fumbled the ball. So, shout out to Biotis, just playing through the whistles, I'm saying, just always being efficient, make sure he's, next to his guys. I mean, like I said, he was right there next to CD, pretty much right there in the area when CD dropped the ball last night. So just seeing that, he's always in the right place, seemed like in the right time, and also just, stepping up in situations, facing these big guys in the middle, facing these tough guys who are going to bring that pressure, these defensive tackles who need business in the middle, and who are, have no problem trying to come after our quarterback. It's just good to see him kind of stand up and, of course, keep his feet firm, I'm saying, and just, really turning out to be one of these, really good centers that, I just kind of looking at him, we know he's coming into a contract year. So it'd be interesting to see if, maybe that's what he's playing for. I'm hoping so. I'm really hoping somehow, some way, we can find, something in the budget for this guy because, of course, we know he knows the scheme. We just paid Terrence Steele. We just got Tyler, solidifying his spot when he comes back healthy from his hamstring, and left guard spot. I'm saying, we got Austin Richards, in that right tackle spot. I'm sorry, the left tackle spot. So we can really have a solid O-line going forward if we can, find some room in the budget for Tyler Biotis. Having an offensive line like that, and having a young one at that going forward, it's not a bad idea. Just keeping going with the O-line. Of course, we saw kind of late in the game, Shuma Edoga went out with a shoulder. But it was good to see him come back. And he did come back on the sideline. He didn't go back in the game. They did keep Bass and Richards out there. TJ Bass did play left guard. And I believe Austin Richards was at right guard. And then, of course, we know they closed the game out. But it's, once again, good to see them good to see them get some snaps in regular season games because I'm sure down the line, and even now, it's, unfortunate to see, it would be unfortunate to see our line, having these nicks, kind of having these nicks here and there on our line. But, it's good to see these guys are prepared, and that they're ready. It's good to see just how Mike Solari has prepared these guys for the moment. I'm saying, like TJ Bass stepping up, when Zach Martin was in there. I'm saying seeing Richards, like who I personally didn't believe was gonna be ready for regular season, let alone getting snaps, in the second game in the season, and actually, being decent, when our second team guys go, second team guy goes down in Edoga. So it's just good to see that these guys are pretty much ready for any moment that's that they're going to be tossed in there, just like we saw last year with Tyler Smith. We're just seeing our guy just getting this great this great training right now. Hey, what's going on, Nisi? How you doing, sis? Good to see you. Good to see you. And of course, just the last note, we did see Zach Martin go down late in the game. It was good to see him, kind of get out the game because it was, we do know they were still running the ball late in the game. I think they were maybe running in his direction. We saw him take a couple plays where his ankle got rolled up on, and he did eventually go out because of that ankle. And it was good to see them kind of hold him out the last couple drives or the last couple plays of the game. But they definitely, definitely not good to see him kind of get up slow. He was already kind of dealing with a groin injury, going into this week. So hopefully he'll be able to get some time off. And like I said, our young guys seem to be ready for the moment. Seem ready to step up, and they're doing great. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, just my last slide right here. My second half thoughts that, like I said, I was able to listen to the game again this morning while I was at work, just not the full game. So I'm definitely going to get back to watching the game and definitely take a look at the film once they release it. But just my thoughts on the second half, of course, as we know, like we talked about earlier with those red zone attempts, they could have been touchdowns, but definitely get to come away with points. As we see, we got to 30. And that's off of 5 field goals, you know what I'm saying? So it's, still to come away with points and still be able to win the game comfortably, not having to risk our guys, too much, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I was really, as I mentioned here with Pollard and Rico kind of, being in there late, I was kind of hoping we see a little bit more Deuce in there, maybe even Lukey, kind of running the ball a little bit, with us being kind of far enough ahead. But, I still like the play calling and still like that we, still putting the run game in the forefront and still making sure that we get those tough yards because we know down the line, we're going to see those tough, continue to see tough teams, especially in our division. These defensive lines aren't going to go away. We're definitely going to see the Giants again. We're going to see Washington twice, and of course, we got the Eagles coming up, in a few weeks, and of course later on down the season. So yeah, we definitely gotta make sure these guys stay conditioned, stay ready for the moment, stay ready to go against these big guys. Another thing I like to see, not just the second half, but also in the first half as well, just seeing that even though us getting the ball first, we were able to pretty much essentially have the Jets go 3 and out on their in the first initial drives. So just to be able to see the defense be able to kind of stuff and give the offense another pretty much an extra chance to get points on the board. I'm saying, I'm sure that's, of course, that's another great way to, kind of get in the lead, kind of get an extra lead as well, and to be able to stop those opposing teams on 3 and outs, and just, getting our offense right back out there, and of course, getting our defense, some more rest. Yeah, like Sugar Daddy said, like, who's got this kicker? Yeah, like he's definitely coming on well for us, and of course, I remember how I felt when they cut the other kicker that was at camp. I forget his name right now, but. I was all like, it's supposed to be a competition. Everyone's like, supposed to be a competition going on. We get rid of the competition, and Brandon Army is doing okay. We didn't see a lot, during the last couple of weeks of camping. They kind of, they say he was doing well. We didn't really see it because they had the close practices, but now we're seeing what this guy's about. We're going to see if he's going to be able to continue because he has missed some, but. He's definitely made up for the one he's missed because he came right back and made the one that he missed with the same yardage. So he's definitely definitely consistent in his pass game. So hopefully he continues going forward. And like I mentioned earlier, we're getting more being targeted, but like I said, I'm not 100% sure. This is just this is just my opinion because just looking back at pretty much the run of the game, see how many times Zach was going at him twice, going towards Diggs or even going towards Bland, what I'm saying? So I was wondering if anyone else had that thought as well. Yeah, like Sugar Daddy says, yeah, kicker was my only concern, no more. And I feel you. I feel you. Yeah. And O line was another one of my concerns too, and that one's slowly going away. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I don't want to see too many more, O line guys in there. I want to keep seeing the same guys. Hopefully, we get get back to our starter being in there. But it's good to see the depth guys already. When their name is being called on. And of course, in the second half, we had the 3 interceptions. Of course, which, like I mentioned, not saying, and yeah, I guess they are kind of like 3 and outs where taking the ball away. Those winning the turnover battle. I'm saying that's essentially wins games. As you guys seeing the pattern here. We outscoring opponents 70-10. Scoring 50 points before the opponent even scores a touchdown. So so it's taking the ball away definitely wins those games. And of course, as you mentioned earlier, pretty much throughout the show, the red zone needs to improve. And trying to convert those field goals to touchdowns, but because even last night I found myself becoming impatient, wanting to see more, wanting to see more than just a couple runs and then going to the kicker. But I'm saying I like in just seeing other opinions on Twitter and seeing that it's a long season. We don't want to show everything we have in game 2. What I'm saying. So we definitely to keep the pace. Keeping it like I said, keeping the run game present. Not forgetting about it. Even though you haven't, it's good to see a difference. I will say that it's good to see something different. But, different than us coming, having, what we had a 30-10 lead, and then coming out, throwing the ball, getting a 3 and out, and giving the opposing team more time on the field and more time and more chance to get more points. So it is good to see us take time of possession serious, keeping a hold of the ball, converting those first downs, and essentially keeping the ball away from the other team. Yeah, so those are pretty much my thoughts, you guys. Before we get out of here, let me know if you guys anything you guys want to talk about. So I'm just gonna bring up this right quick before we get out of here. I want to show one more. Okay, I wanted to bring up this chart they have of Dak's complete passes and of course incomplete passes, and if there were any interceptions, then touchdowns throughout the whole game. And of course, you guys see, of course, the green or complete passes. The incompletes are here, and then of course no reds, and then of course the touchdowns that were in the end zone went to Schoonmaker. And let me look at the other. I believe the other one was to CD, but let me wait. I want to make sure I'm correct before I holler anything out. Oh no, looks like the other one. Oh, it was the Ferguson. Yes, of course. Okay, yeah. So one was right to the edge to Ferguson, and the other one was to Schoonmaker. So yeah, those are the 2 touchdowns. And of course, like I said, we see all the green. Of course, we see a lot of like I said, like I mentioned earlier, short passes. Kind of adding to the run game. Pretty much the concept of West Coast offense where you make those short passes right around the line of scrimmage. And even, I think it's like as you guys can see here, just a couple passes over 20+ yards, so not many. But we did have some. We did see that big one from CD early in the game, which was great to see. Like I said, great to see him get involved early. Of course, showing off that he is number one, that he, does have the talent, has the skill, and he's definitely leading this. This room of wide receivers. But as you guys see, just the efficiency, 31-38 for Dak. Almost 300 yards, 255, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing the difference already, in game 2, in Dak's. Of course we saw last week the numbers weren't great, but they weren't terrible either. So he did have some crazy throws where he threw over guys' heads, but he missed. He missed preseason. Those guys, they were pretty much getting their game together still. So just seeing, just the different. Just a different play in Dak's game already. They were seeing just a difference in just how much McCarthy's play calling does have an effect on your quarterback and what you call, and also the success of your team, because you see everyone getting involved, you see everyone's confidence getting up, and you see everyone wanting to contribute Like I said, we're seeing Juice get involved early. We're seeing Luke out there. Like I said, I wanted to see Luke out there, maybe running the ball late in the game, but seeing him get, doing some blocking out there, allowing for Tony Pollard opportunity to either get a touchdown or get close to the goal line. I don't know if it was Pollard or CD, but having that major block early in the game was really, shows that whether the guys had the ball in their hand or not, they're still able to contribute and still able to make plays that matter. Let me see. He said, I am pleased with the team so far. Remember our ones. This is their preseason. Yeah, that's just what I was saying, DC. I agree. Like the last couple of weeks, they're still getting into the groove. And we see that with a lot, not that I want to say shout out, but just like Eastside was saying earlier, like you mentioned earlier with the Bengals, the Chargers, a lot of these teams are 0-2, but a lot of these guys didn't play preseason. We see Joe Burrow pretty much missed, all his training camp. I'm saying a lot of these guys, I think, Nick Bosa held out training camp. Chris Jones, though he played, great. Coming back, he had fresh legs for his team, but he missed training camp as well. You know what I'm saying? So just, a lot of these guys are still, trying to gel together with the team, even into week 2. So I would think that maybe the Bengals will bounce back this year. This week, being there, I think they're playing at home, but. We did see Burrow kind of tweak that injury. So hopefully, they're saying, just kind of as a side note, just because Will Greer went there at these quarterback 3, I'm just wondering why they don't, to have him play, because he is the veteran. And I heard on ESPN before I hopped on here that they're planning on giving the backup kid, the start if Burrow isn't able to go. But I'm like, they say he hasn't even thrown a pass in the NFL, so. I'm just wondering why you go with someone who hasn't even thrown a pass. And, you guys picked up Will Greer for a reason. So, I'm just really just scared for Will Greer. Hopefully he'll have a chance to play some kind of capacity. But it does, still suck that Burrow is going through that injury. Injuries, number one, aren't easy to come back from. And then to play on them and then to kind of retweak them, that's even worse for them. Which it's a setback. So hopefully, he can come back. Hopefully he can come back. We've seen Will in preseason. The only way these guys are going to get better is to get snaps in these games. So, hey, if they don't think Will Greer is good enough to get him some snaps, then he can get better. We saw him in that third preseason game when he was still with us for that time. But you never know. Let me see. Sugar Daddy said, I saw tape on Terrence Steele last game. He owes Zach Martin money. We watched the film. Yeah, I definitely plan on when they release it. Yeah, because I saw in the few was rewatching the game in the regular broadcast view when he was getting pushed back by Franklin Myers, Dak had to rush and make that first down. Like he was really getting pushed back, and even late in the game, he was kind of getting tossed back off his wheels, a couple of times. So, even seeing that, I was like, wow, and we did see, just a little bit of pressure in Dak's face. We did see him get sacked one time. I'm not sure who it might be. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It might be still who gave up the sack, but I'm not entirely sure. No, it doesn't like it was Steele. If anyone knows in the chat, before I can find it, let me know if anyone knows in the chat who gave up the sack in the game. Dak did end up getting sacked one time. Solomon Thomas, it looks like. Yes, like Sugar Daddy says, Steele will get better at he trusts me. Yeah, just like we saw the same thing on the other side of the ball. Just talking quickly on the Jets. We saw with Breece Hall. He was frustrated. He didn't get enough touches, but he also was on the pitch count. They did, of course, because we know he's coming back from an injury. So, and they kind of mentioned in the game where, I think in last week's game against Buffalo, he had that big return, almost for a touchdown, but he kind of ran to the sideline because he wasn't sure, how his knee would hold up, because of that injury. So a lot of these guys, coming into the season. Even speaking to Pollard, you see him running hard, playing hard. But I'm sure there was a time, when he was first coming back in camp, where he was questioning his knee. I'm saying where he wasn't sure, or questioning his leg. Whether or not he was going to make it, whether he would be able to run the same. Anyway, guys, I'm looking up who gave the sack in the game. I think it might have been Tyron. No, it says 0 sacks allowed. So it was Tyron. Yeah, I'm not able to pull it up. It says there was one sack, but I'm not sure who was on. I looked up Tuma Edoga, I looked up TJ Bass. Doesn't look like none of them gave up a sack. I'm gonna look up Awesome Richards. He's gonna be the last one I look up. That way I don't waste you guys' time. Yeah, I'm not sure who gave up the sack, but unfortunately he did get sacked once. But like I said, only giving up one sack in the game is definitely better than giving it five. You know what I'm saying? Even two or three. So just to see this line be able to hold, still be able to keep a clean pocket for Dak. Like I said, just these guys be able to step up in these moments and be able to, even though we want to see our starting five out there, just giving the semblance that are we essentially have a starting five out there, just being able to have a clean pocket for Dak. Not necessarily a clean jersey this time, but him being able to have time in the pocket is what's essential. Bruce says, Mickey, how bad do you think the Cardinals are going to get it next? I'm not even, I'm not gonna say they're gonna get bad, but I'm definitely gonna be looking at. I forget who mentioned it earlier in the chat, but someone mentioned watching Cardinals film, but I'm definitely gonna be looking at them because they definitely gave Washington trouble, and we saw them almost shut out the Giants again in week 2. So I'm definitely not gonna sleep on them. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm definitely gonna be like as we seen Josh Dobbs last year, he gave us a little bit of trouble when he was with Tennessee. And like I said, like I mentioned earlier, he's a mobile quarterback, so it'll be interesting just to see how we have a little bit of film of him, and have a couple games from this year be able to go off on going into week 3. So I think we'll come better prepared this time around, just knowing what we're getting into as far as his him. And then I'm not really sure. I know they still have James Conner, but I'm not sure if Zach Ertz has been playing. I know he was kind of mixed up before week 1. So I don't know necessarily who their playmakers are over there, but I'm not, like I said, I don't know if they're gonna get it bad, but they're gonna get it some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be going over there, so I never kind of walk into anyone else's house, thinking we're gonna do something. I definitely still gotta play them, especially playing in their house. I'll definitely just hope our guys they'll take them a little bit more serious, but definitely still come in with the same game plan. Come in smart. With the play calling like McCarthy's been doing. I got no complaints. Like Sugar Daddy Williams said earlier. Like not saying my concern was kicker, but my main concern was the O line and also just seeing how well just seeing how well we're able to spread the ball around. All the guys getting involved. There's really if we could just be more efficient in the red zone. We're really I'm sure where we are. Where we want to be right now. So, no major complaints. Like I said, that was pretty much, yeah. And that's actually another thing, yeah, that needs to. I want to come, point out the penalties I kind of mentioned earlier with Terrence Steele. He wasn't the only one. I think we've seen a CD get a false start, I believe, or a legal motion, something like that. And we've seen a pass interference from Gilmore. Like we definitely can't, afford to see those kind. I know, that doesn't happen, a lot. It hasn't happened really, like you said. The penalties are definitely down. And getting those false starts every now and then, those kind of stop the drive too. But we definitely got to watch our, as far as our DBs got to watch, how we handle the receivers. Definitely gonna be coming up against, faster receivers down the line. We got to remember how to handle them, how to hold them, but not too long because whether we're clean or not. Sometimes the refs will blow those flags. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're sure or not. So we just got to be careful that we're not hanging around the guy too long or. Definitely Gilmore, and we kind of saw Gilmore kind of smile a little bit. So I think he kind of knew that he kind of, held on a little bit too long. But, I think we were already up by then. But, we definitely still should wave it off. Penalties, we definitely can't afford any kind of like, and Bruce, is it possible to end the game with a negative score? I don't know. But, I was thinking the same thing. Like, it's definitely not possible, but hey, we should make it possible, honestly, because the way we playing, the defense should be, like you said, making it negative. They taking away so many points. So we just maintain that formula, just keeping the ball away from other people, from other opponents. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll do us good in the long run going down the season. So if you guys don't have anything else, like I said, I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys being here, spending your time. Of course, like I said, Victory Monday. Always great to chop it up with you guys, and catch you guys later in the week for me and Star Show on Wednesday. Star Chasers. Make sure you guys check that out. 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Like I said, it's always good chopping it up with you guys. Hope you guys have a good rest of the evening. Hope you guys take care. Hope you guys get some rest. Let's have it with you guys later. All right. Talk to you.